Hi friends, I'm Niladri and today we are going to discuss about the communication skills. So it's a generic video. I don't really focus on any specific language. I'm going to talk in generic how to improve your communication skill with small techniques and effective ones. So I agree you have come across so many videos in YouTube and maybe from other sources how to increase and enhance your communication skill and how to be a good communicator. But today we'll be discussing the formal and the informal ways, and this video is for all whoever wants to adopt a new language, communicate to people, be a very effective communicator. So we'll be starting with zero standard to some basic, intermediate, advanced and expert level people, and those who are already expert, for them how to increase it even further. So let's start with a new language. You and me, we don't know that language, we are starting it from today. So initially how we'll learn this? Big question, but it's very simple. Start learning with small things like my head, my eyes, my ears, my hairstyle, my costume or dress, or my ingredients, or some food items, homely things, my windows, my doors, my door screens, whatever it is. So start learning from small words and use these words when you are communicating. Let's say I'm speaking in English and I say hello, good morning or thank you, and I'm learning, let's say, French language. So I learn a new word, bonjour. So when I use bonjour, I need to understand what is the meaning of that and why I am using that, and using it every day so that you become very efficient on using this word confidently. So that's one way of starting the informal way of communication, learning small words in and around you and using them effectively, confidently in your day-to-day life. Point number 2, learning some phrases or complete sentence. Like my name is Niladri, so I'm speaking in English language now. So my name is Niladri is an English line you just learn and you are using it. Let's say you are communicating in Hindi or in your local language and you use hey, my name is Niladri. So you use it on everyday basis and in your day-to-day life, and you came across really some good confidence and start using some more new sentence, new phrases and new words. Point number 3, once you know some keywords, some good lines, some phrases, try to prepare a speech somewhere around you. Let's say someone is arranging a debate competition, maybe in certain languages. So you learn this language, go and stand in front of people, try to do some kind of public speaking to enhance your skills further. So this is completely the informal way. In the informal way, we are also having, like, you can watch out for movies and learn things. Let's say I want to learn English, so go and watch at least one Hollywood movie, or once in a week go and watch that movie. Don't look at the subtitles, just watch the movie and try to hear it end to end. Try to learn more words and the way they are communicating. Like another thing is working on your accent. If you belong to certain country or certain areas of the country, the influence of your mother tongue always is visible in your communication. Like let's say I'm from India, so my Indian accent would always come when I communicate with people who are not there from India. And the native speakers, they easily understand from which locality do you belong to. If you don't speak in a native accent, people can easily understand. Let's say I speak Hindi. If someone do not know Hindi and just adapted Hindi and start communicating, let's say a Odia guy or a Bihari guy or a South Indian guy. So if I'm very good at Hindi, or if my mother tongue is Hindi, I would definitely know that yeah, this guy is from that place. That's not a rocket science. Just because of the influence of your mother tongue, people used to judge. But forget about that. Accent is something is not there in your hand from day one. You have to practice a lot to get the natural or the native accent. So for that you have to listen to people, the native speakers, you have to practice a lot with the native speakers, or if you don't have native speakers, you practice your own with your family, with your friends, in your office environment. If somebody likes to communicate in that language also, if you have a partner to practice with you, then that's great. Another way of informal communication is you watch this great thing YouTube, and you learn a lot of languages from the YouTube. You just need to search and get the proper content in the YouTube channel. In a formal way of communication, you start from grammar and basics. Like you learn the basics of the language, you move on to grammars, you learn the tenses, and then you try to adapt these things by writing essays, by writing letters, writing some kind of experience you just had. So some people, they teach in a formal way. They start with the basics, then they move to grammar, then they ask you to write some essays or some topics so that you have a practice on the grammars, and you really make a very strong backbone to cultivate a new language. Then you start communicating, and when you communicate it very often, everyday life, in every sort of situations, like let's say in an office, in a meeting in the office, or outside the office, having a casual conversation with your friends, looking out for new friends with the same language is always a effective way of communicating and exchanging your communication skills together. So that is another way of enhancing your skills. And last but not the least, don't fear to communicate. Yeah, definitely you are going to make mistakes. You're going to make mistake maybe more than one time, but try not to repeat the mistakes once you understood this is a mistake. Specifically when you learn a new language and you communicate with the help of a new language, sometimes you may do some mistakes in grammar, or you do some mistakes in many of such kind of things. But don't think about the mistakes and all. Your work is to communicate every day and constantly. Then only you can get rid of mistakes, and you can adopt a very excellent communication skill. Apart from that, you no need to just communicate to people. You need to listen people to have a 360-degree communication, and a well improved and matured communication. You need to become a good listener. You need to read a lot, read out the novels, go and watch some new channels, go and watch out for some community who adopt new language and who do practice a lot in reading, writing, speaking, and enhancing your skills. Thank you so much for watching this video. In the next video, we'll be coming with some tricks to improve the communication further. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and do like and share the videos, and never forget to comment. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye. Once you start speaking the language, you need to understand the pronunciation, and you have to be very strong in the vocabulary. So you need to listen a lot how the native speakers speak. Like if a French man, he's speaking in French language, and normally I'm learning French, and I'm using that in the sentence or in a communication. So there's a lot of difference when a native speaker speaks and you speak it, learning it and speaking it. So try to have some adaptability or some basic pronunciation rules which is followed by the native speakers. I know accent is something we cannot work on, that cannot be cultivated in a single day. You have to practice and practice a lot to get that native accent. But in your own accent, at least you can start speaking and correcting yourself, again listening to those new words or sentence of that language, and again start practicing communicating and trying to adopt that kind of accent in your normal accent. Say you read from a magazine, from a newspaper, or you have some other way of reading, like you're reading from your tablet, from some articles when you learn this new language. So after reading, immediately you try to understand all the words. If you don't know something, open up a dictionary, check out the new words, understand the meaning of those new words, use them as a sentence, stuff, rather than you keep on practicing and communicating every day. And most of the time you try to adapt the new things you have learned, like new words, new phrases, new sentences, new way of communication, body language, and if you have really adapted some of the new pronunciation techniques or something. So try to use them on your daily life. Always try to attend some of the competitions or some of the stage programs where you get a chance to speak in front of people. So initially you start communicating with your friends, with your family members, then start communicating with the official, start communicating in an official atmosphere with your colleagues, with the people who are more richer in communication than you, so that you get to learn a lot of things from people who are really effective in communicating things, speaking. Rather, it's a complete understanding of the language, the grammar, the formal and informal way of communicating the same language, the ability of listening, the ability of adaptability, the ability of learning new things every day and using those stuff in your day-to-day communication. And last but not the least, try to teach people, try to discuss with people, or the people who really want to adapt communication like you in an effective way. So this way you'll be able to memorize a lot of